Hi everyone, welcome back. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve massive success, while others keep struggling, even with the same opportunities? The answer lies in one powerful idea: your thinking. Today, we're exploring the legendary book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a book that has guided millions of people towards success for decades. Napoleon Hill didn't just write this book based on theories, he spent years studying some of the most successful individuals of his time, discovering the exact mindset and habits that made them rich. And the best part? These principles are not limited to a few people. Anyone can learn them. Anyone can apply them. In this video, you're going to discover the core secrets behind success, wealth, and personal growth, explained in a simple and powerful way. So stay with me till the end, because this might completely change the way you see your future. Let's get started. Part 1: The Power of Thought. Everything begins in the mind. Before anything becomes reality, it first exists as a thought. Every invention, every business, every achievement you see around you was once invisible, just an idea inside someone's imagination. Your thoughts are not weak. They are not meaningless. They are incredibly powerful forces that shape your life. If you consistently think about success, growth, opportunities, your brain starts working like a magnet, attracting ideas, people, and situations that align with those thoughts. But if your mind is filled with fear, doubt, excuses, and negativity, you begin to limit yourself without even realizing it. You don't fail because you lack ability. You fail because your thinking limits your actions. Your reality is nothing but a reflection of your dominant thoughts. So if you want to change your life, don't start with your circumstances. Start with your thinking. Train your mind to focus on possibilities, not problems. Train your mind to see solutions, not obstacles. Because the moment your thinking changes, your life begins to change. Part 2: Desire, the starting point of all achievement. Desire is where everything begins. But not just any desire, a burning, unstoppable, all-consuming desire. The kind of desire that keeps you awake at night. The kind that pushes you to act, even when you don't feel like it. Most people say they want success, but very few truly desire it. And that's the difference. A weak wish produces weak results. A strong desire produces powerful action. To turn your desire into reality, you need clarity. Be specific. Don't just say I want money. Decide the exact amount. Don't just say I want success. Define what success looks like for you. Then ask yourself, what are you willing to give in return? Because success always demands a price: time, effort, discipline, sacrifice. Set a deadline. Create a plan. Start immediately, even if the plan is not perfect. Write your goal clearly. Read it every morning and every night. Feel it. Visualize it. Believe it. When desire becomes obsession, and obsession turns into action, success becomes inevitable. Part 3: Faith, believe before you see. Faith is one of the most powerful forces you can develop. It is the ability to believe in something, even when you have no evidence. Most people wait for proof before they believe. But successful people believe first, and then create the proof. Your subconscious mind responds to belief. If you truly believe you can succeed, your mind starts finding ways to make it happen. If you believe you will fail, your mind creates reasons to quit. Faith is not blind. It is trained. You build faith through repetition, through visualization, through affirmations, and through consistent action. Close your eyes and imagine your success in detail. Feel the emotions. Experience the moment. The more real it feels in your mind, the closer it comes to becoming reality. Because once your mind accepts something as true, it begins working tirelessly to achieve it. Part 4: Autosuggestion, reprogram your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is always listening. Every thought you repeat, every word you speak to yourself, every belief you hold, gets stored deep inside your mind. Autosuggestion is the method of consciously controlling what you feed into your subconscious. Instead of letting negativity control you, you take charge. You repeat your goals daily. You speak positive affirmations. You visualize your success again and again. At first, it may feel fake. But with repetition, it becomes belief. And once it becomes belief, it becomes your reality. This is how you reprogram your mind from doubt to confidence, from fear to courage, from limitation to possibility. Guard your thoughts carefully. Because what you repeat, you become. Part 5, Specialized Knowledge. Now listen carefully. Because this is where most people make a huge mistake. They believe that more knowledge equals more success. But that's not true. Let me say it clearly, knowledge alone is not power. Applied knowledge, that is real power. You can read hundreds of books, watch thousands of videos, learn countless theories. But if you don't apply what you learn, nothing changes. Absolutely nothing. Successful people understand this deeply. They don't try to learn everything. They focus only on what truly matters for their goals. They ask themselves one simple question. What skills do I need to get where I want to go? And then, they go all in. They study with purpose. They learn with intention. They apply immediately. That's the difference. Now here's something even more powerful. You don't need to know everything yourself. Yes, you heard that right. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You just need access to the right knowledge. That's why successful people build connections. They surround themselves with experts. They learn from mentors. They collaborate with people who know what they don't. Because when you combine knowledge, growth becomes faster. Think about it. A single person can only do so much. But a group of skilled minds? That's unstoppable. So don't hesitate to seek help. Don't hesitate to learn from others. Because your network can multiply your power. Now let's go deeper. In today's world, knowledge is everywhere. You have access to the internet, courses, books, experts, all at your fingertips. But here's the catch. Most people consume information, but never transform it into action. They keep learning, and learning, and learning. But they never do. And that's why they stay stuck. So here's what you must do instead. Learn something. Apply it immediately. Test it in real life. Improve it. Repeat the process. This is how real growth happens. And remember this. The more valuable your skills, the more valuable you become. If you can solve bigger problems, you earn bigger rewards. So invest in yourself. Upgrade your skills. Sharpen your knowledge. Stay curious. Stay hungry. Because in the journey of success, your greatest asset is not money. It's what you know, and how you use it. And once you master this principle, you stop chasing opportunities and start creating them. Part 6, Imagination, the workshop of the mind. Now, this is where things start to get exciting. Because this is where ideas are born. This is where dreams take shape. This is where your future is created, before it ever becomes reality. Imagination is your most powerful tool. Let that sink in. Everything you see around you right now, every building, every app, every business, every invention, was once just an idea in someone's mind. Something invisible, turned into something real. That's the power of imagination. But here's the truth. Most people don't use it. Or worse, they limit it. They think small. They doubt their ideas. They ignore their creativity. And that's why they stay stuck in the same place. But successful people? They think differently. They use imagination as a weapon. They visualize their future before it happens. They see possibilities where others see problems. They create opportunities instead of waiting for them. Now let's break it down. There are two types of imagination. First, creative imagination. This is where new ideas are born. It's that sudden spark, that aha moment, that fresh idea that comes out of nowhere. This is where innovation lives. This is how new businesses are created. New inventions are made. New paths are discovered. But here's the thing. Creative imagination gets stronger when you feed it. With curiosity. With learning. With new experiences. The more you expose your mind to new ideas, the more creative it becomes. Now the second type. Synthetic imagination. This is where you take existing ideas and combine them in new ways. You don't create something from scratch. You improve, modify, and remix what already exists. And guess what? Most successful ideas in the world come from this. It's not always about creating something completely new. It's about making something better. Faster. Smarter. Simpler. More useful. So don't wait for a perfect idea. Start with what you have. Now here's where it gets powerful. Your imagination works best when you combine it with desire and faith. When you truly want something. When you truly believe in it. Your imagination starts working overtime. You begin to see paths, ideas, solutions that others can't see. It's like your mind opens a new door. But you must trust it. Don't ignore your ideas. Don't overthink them. Don't kill them with doubt. Write them down. Explore them. Act on them. Because one idea, just one, can change your entire life. So start imagining bigger. See yourself succeeding. See your goals achieved. See the life you want, in full detail. Because what you can clearly imagine you can eventually create. This is your workshop. This is where your future is designed. Use it wisely. Part 7, Organized Planning. Now, this is where most dreams either become reality, or completely fall apart. Because having a goal is powerful. Having desire is important. Using imagination is exciting. But without a plan? It's just a dream. And dreams without action stay dreams forever. This is where organized planning comes in. This is where you stop wishing and start building. Listen carefully. Success is never random. It is always planned. Behind every successful person, there is a clear strategy, a structured approach, and consistent execution. They don't just say, "I want to be successful." They ask, "How exactly am I going to get there?" And then, they break it down. Step by step. Day by day. Action by action. That's the difference. Now here's something important. Your first plan will not be perfect. In fact, it will probably fail. And that's okay. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every failed plan teaches you something. It shows you what doesn't work, so you can adjust and improve. Unsuccessful people see failure and stop. Successful people see failure and adapt. They create a new plan. They try again. They keep moving forward. That's organized planning. Now let's make this practical. Don't just think about your goal, break it into small, clear actions. Ask yourself, what can I do today? What can I do this week? What skills do I need to build? Who can help me move forward? Turn your big goal into daily tasks. Because small consistent actions create massive results over time. And here's another powerful truth. Planning is not a one-time thing. It's a continuous process. You plan. You act. You evaluate. You improve. Again and again. That's how progress happens. Now let's talk about something most people ignore. Discipline. A plan is useless without discipline. You must show up every day. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when it's hard. Even when results are slow. Because consistency beats motivation. Every single time. And remember this. You don't need to have everything figured out to start. You just need to start. Take the first step. Then the next. Then the next. Clarity comes from action. Not from overthinking. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start where you are. Use what you have. Build as you go. Because with the right plan, and the courage to follow it, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Part 8, the Mastermind Principle. Now, this is one of the most powerful, and most underrated, principles in the entire journey of success. Because here's the truth. No one, absolutely no one, becomes truly successful alone. You might have the vision. You might have the desire. You might have the talent. But without the right people around you, your growth will always be limited. This is where the mastermind principle comes in. And it's simple, yet incredibly powerful. A mastermind group is a group of individuals who come together with a shared purpose, to grow, to succeed, and to help each other win. It's not just about networking. It's not just about knowing people. It's about creating a circle, where every person adds value. Where ideas are shared. Where feedback is honest. Where support is real. Because when two or more minds come together in harmony, something extraordinary happens. A third, invisible force is created. A force of creativity. A force of intelligence. A force that is far more powerful than any single mind alone. This is why successful people are very careful about who they surround themselves with. They choose people who challenge them. People who inspire them. People who push them to think bigger and act better. Not people who complain. Not people who doubt. Not people who drain their energy. Because your environment shapes your mindset. And your mindset shapes your results. Now think about this. If you spend time with people who are ambitious, disciplined, and focused, you naturally start thinking like them, acting like them, growing like them. But if you surround yourself with negativity, excuses, and laziness, that energy pulls you down. So choose wisely. Now here's another powerful truth. A mastermind group doesn't have to be huge. Even 2 or 3 committed, growth-focused people can create massive impact. The key is alignment. Same vision, same energy, same commitment to success. Meet regularly. Share ideas. Discuss challenges. Hold each other accountable. Because accountability changes everything. When you know someone is watching your progress, you push harder. You stay consistent. You grow faster. And remember, you don't have to do everything yourself. Leverage the strength, knowledge, and experience of others. Because together, you can achieve far more than you ever could alone. So build your circle. Protect your circle. And grow with your circle. Because when the right minds come together, success becomes inevitable. Part 9, Decision, the power to act. Now, this is where most people lose everything. Not because they lack talent. Not because they lack opportunity. But because they hesitate. They overthink. They delay. They wait for the perfect moment. And that moment never comes. This is the danger of indecision. Indecision creates doubt. Doubt creates fear. And fear stops you from taking action. And without action, nothing changes. Absolutely nothing. Now listen carefully. Successful people are not always smarter. They are not always more talented. But they have one powerful habit. They make decisions quickly. And they stand by them. They trust themselves. They don't wait for approval. They don't need validation from everyone around them. They decide. And they move. That's what creates momentum. Because action, even imperfect action, is always better than no action. Now compare this to unsuccessful people. They think too much. They doubt themselves. They ask everyone for opinions. And in the process, they lose time, energy, and opportunities. By the time they're ready to act, the opportunity is gone. Now here's something important. You don't need to have everything figured out before making a decision. Clarity comes after action, not before it. Make a choice. Take the first step. Adjust as you go. Because every decision you make teaches you something. Even the wrong ones. There is no such thing as a perfect decision. There are only decisions. And lessons. Now let's go deeper. One of the biggest reasons people avoid making decisions is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Every successful person you admire has made mistakes. Many of them. The difference is, they didn't let fear control them. They acted anyway. So if you're waiting to feel ready, stop. You will never feel 100% ready. Confidence comes from doing, not from waiting. So decide. Decide what you want. Decide what you will do. Decide who you will become. And once you decide, commit to it. Because weak decisions create weak results. Strong decisions create powerful outcomes. And remember this. Your life today is a result of the decisions you made in the past. And your future will be shaped by the decisions you make right now. So choose wisely. But most importantly, choose boldly. Part 10, Persistence, never give up. Now, this is the final test. This is where most people quit. Not because they can't succeed, but because they stop trying. Persistence is the ability to keep going, even when things get hard. Even when results are slow. Even when nobody believes in you. Even when you feel like giving up. Most people try once, maybe twice, and then they quit. But success doesn't work like that. It rewards those who refuse to stop. Every obstacle is a test. Every failure is a lesson. Every delay is preparing you for something bigger. The truth is, success often comes right after the moment you feel like quitting. That's why persistence matters so much. It builds strength. It builds confidence. It builds character. So when things get tough, don't stop. Pause if you need to. Adjust your plan if you must. But never quit. Because the only way to truly fail is to give up. Part 11, The Subconscious Mind. Now, this is where everything connects. All your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, your habits. They don't just stay on the surface. They go deeper. Into your subconscious mind, the most powerful part of your brain. And here's the truth. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. It works 24 hours a day. Silently. Constantly. Shaping your actions, your decisions, and ultimately, your results. It doesn't question. It doesn't judge. It simply accepts. And acts. Whatever you feed into it, good or bad, it takes as truth. If you constantly think, I can't do this, your subconscious accepts it. And holds you back. If you keep repeating, I am capable. I will succeed, your subconscious starts working to make that real. That's how powerful it is. Now think about this. Most people don't control what goes into their subconscious. They allow fear, negativity, doubt, and limiting beliefs to enter their minds daily. Through conversations, social media, environment. And slowly, those thoughts become beliefs. And those beliefs become reality. But you can take control. You can choose what you plant in your mind. Because your subconscious is like a garden. If you plant seeds of confidence, belief, and purpose, you will grow success. If you plant seeds of fear, doubt, and negativity, you will grow limitations. So be intentional. Feed your mind with powerful thoughts. Surround yourself with positivity. Visualize your goals daily. Repeat affirmations with emotion and belief. Because emotions strengthen the message. The stronger the feeling, the deeper it goes into your subconscious. And once it's planted deep enough, it begins to influence your behavior automatically. You start acting differently, thinking differently, responding differently, without even realizing it. That's when transformation happens. Not outside, but inside. So protect your mind. Train it, guide it, strengthen it. Because your subconscious mind is not just a part of you. It is the force that creates your reality. Part 12, The Brain, a Powerful Receiver. Now, let's go even deeper. Your brain is not just a thinking machine. It's far more powerful than that. It is a receiver. And a transmitter of energy, thoughts, and ideas. Every thought you have sends out a signal. And at the same time, your brain is constantly receiving signals from the world around you. From people. From conversations. From your environment. And even from the content you consume every day. That's why two people can live in the same world, but experience completely different realities. Because their minds are tuned to different frequencies. One focuses on problems. The other focuses on opportunities. One attracts negativity. The other attracts growth. And it all starts with what they allow into their brain. Now think about this carefully. If you surround yourself with negative people, people who complain, doubt, and limit themselves, your brain starts absorbing that energy. Slowly, it becomes your thinking. But if you surround yourself with ambitious, positive, and focused individuals, something powerful happens. Your mindset shifts. You begin to think bigger. You begin to act smarter. You begin to believe more in yourself. That's the power of influence. Now let's talk about something even more important. What you consume daily. Your brain doesn't filter automatically. It absorbs everything. What you watch, what you listen to, what you read. All of it shapes your thinking. So if you constantly consume negativity, distractions, and meaningless content, your mind becomes weak, unfocused, confused, directionless. But if you feed your brain with powerful ideas, knowledge, and inspiration, your mind becomes sharp, focused, creative, driven. So be intentional. Choose what enters your mind. Protect your mental space like it's your greatest asset, because it is. Now here's the key. When your thoughts are clear, focused, and positive, your brain starts attracting ideas, opportunities, and solutions that align with those thoughts. It's like tuning into the right signal. Suddenly, things start making sense. Opportunities appear. Connections happen. Ideas flow. Not by luck, but by alignment. So train your brain. Feed it wisely. Surround it with the right energy. Focus it on your goals. Because your brain is always working. The question is it working for you? Or against you? Part 13, The Sixth Sense. Now, we arrive at the final and most mysterious part of this journey. The sixth sense. This is not something you can see. Not something you can touch. But something you can feel. It's that quiet inner voice. That sudden instinct. That gut feeling that tells you, this is right. Or this is wrong. Have you ever felt it? That moment when you just knew something. Without any logical explanation? That's your sixth sense. And here's the powerful truth. This ability exists within everyone. But very few people develop it. Why? Because it only becomes strong when your mind is trained. When your thoughts are clear. When your beliefs are strong. When your focus is sharp. The sixth sense is like a signal. But if your mind is full of noise, fear, doubt, confusion, you can't hear it. It gets lost. That's why all the principles you've learned so far matter. Desire, faith, persistence, discipline. They don't just bring success. They sharpen your mind. And when your mind becomes sharp and focused, your intuition becomes powerful. Now here's what happens. You start sensing opportunities before others do. You start avoiding mistakes without knowing why. You start getting ideas that feel almost guided. It's like having an internal compass, guiding you in the right direction. But remember, the sixth sense doesn't replace action. It guides action. You still need to think. You still need to plan. You still need to work. But now, you're not guessing. You're moving with clarity. So trust it. Listen to that inner voice. Pay attention to your instincts. Because sometimes, your mind knows the answer before you can explain it. And when you learn to combine logic with intuition, that's when you operate at your highest level. That's when success becomes not just possible, but natural. Now, take a moment and think about everything you've just learned. This is not just a book. This is not just information. This is a complete blueprint for transforming your life. From the power of your thoughts, to the strength of your desire, from belief, to action, to persistence. Every single principle you've heard is a piece of a bigger system. A system that, when followed consistently, can take you from where you are to where you truly want to be. But here's the most important truth. Nothing will change until you decide to change. You can watch this video again and again. You can understand every concept perfectly. But if you don't take action, your life will stay exactly the same. So the question is, what are you going to do next? Will you go back to old habits, old thinking, old patterns? Or will you take control and start building the life you deserve? Because success is not about luck. It's not about background. It's not about perfect conditions. It's about mindset. It's about decisions. It's about consistent action. Start small if you need to. But start today. Change your thinking. Strengthen your belief. Take action, even if it's imperfect. Stay consistent, no matter what. Because the journey to success doesn't happen overnight. But it does happen when you refuse to quit. You have the power. You have the ability. You have everything you need already within you. Now it's time to use it. Make the decision. Commit to your growth. And start creating the life you've always imagined. If this video opened your mind, even a little, then you're already one step closer to success. Now it's your turn to take action. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like button, press the subscribe button and join the journey, and don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss powerful content like this. Share this video with your friends, your family, anyone who needs this message right now. Because sometimes, one idea can change someone's entire life. And who knows? You might be the reason someone starts their journey today. Also, drop a comment below. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? Your thoughts matter. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep taking action. Your future is waiting. Go build it.